Welcome back to Master Glass. I am Livio and I am excited because today we're going to France and we're going to Epcot, France at Disney Orlando. I went there from the UK Pavilion. I walked over to France and I found a champagne cart that served these two very cool cocktails. So I am showing you how to make them at home, but even better. Let's get into this. Okay, so the way I make these drinks is I'm going to show you how to make these frozen orange and lemon pucks, right? That I am then going to use to make my frozen drink. I'm going to set those aside, and to do that, basically what I'm doing is I am making two 6-ounce frozen mixes here. To do that, the first thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to move this down here and these lids over here. To do that, I'm going to need to put 3 ounces or 90 mils of lemon juice in here and 3 ounces or 90 mils of orange juice in here. Because 1 lemon will yield about 2 ounces, I'm going to need 1.5 lemons for this job. And so we're going to do that. We're going to do this and give this all a quick cut. Okay. So with my press here, I'm going to just make sure that we have the 3-ounce 90 mils. As always, room temperature lemons, they do a great job. They give me a ton of juice. Okay, and just as I thought, 3 ounces. So I'm going to put 3 ounces of this lemon juice in here. Then I'm going to put 3 ounces of liquid Alchemist Simple in here as well. Now here's a trick, okay? When you're making a frozen drink, for a couple of reasons, you need a little bit more sugar, okay? So this drink here, once it's blended, it's not going to be sweet enough, A, to really appease your palate, nor to actually blend. A lot of frozen drinks, when they're put in the slushy machine, as they do at Disney, they actually slush because there's a great amount of sugar content called bricks. So if I were making this sour mix at home to make other drinks, I would have done this combination here, and I would have stirred it up, right? Just like that, and then I would have used a sour mix for other things as well. Because I'm just using the sour mix for this drink here, I am going to add an extra ounce of Simple. Again, if I just had regular sour mix, I would have added the ounce of Simple in the blender, but I'm going to just freeze it all together. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and add another ounce. So what we have in here now is 7 ounces of liquid, 4 of which is Simple, 3 of which is fresh lemon juice. Okay, so these little handy dandy screw cap 2-cup Ziploc containers are perfect for the job. You put them in the freezer and then within 6 hours, they're already ready to go. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing for the orange juice. So the oranges will yield a little more, so I might actually be able to get away with 1 orange to get my 3 ounces of orange juice in here. Let's see. You also might need a big one of these. I'll add a description of this press below in the show description. Let's get it out. Okay. There's one. And now there's 1 full orange. Let's see what it gave me. I'm looking for 3 ounces, 90 mils. Oops, wrong side, left-handed people. This is only 2 ounces, so I'm gonna go ahead and press another half of an orange inside. Okay, let's take a look now. 3 ounces right on the nose, so I'm gonna put that in here. And once again, I don't need to explain this time why. We're going to put 4 ounces, make it a tad sweeter than than we would have made it if we were just trying to make a more balanced, less sweet style of a frozen orange. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna mix it in here, okay? Just like that. Now, one trick that I should have mentioned is this. When you drink these in Disney, they're using an artificial mix. And so their orange drink is very orange, their yellow drink is very yellow. Our drink is not gonna come out as colorful as theirs. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer first, right? And again, by the magic of TV, I have a frozen orange puck and I have a frozen lemon puck. Getting to the trick that I was mentioning earlier, before you peel the lemon and before you, before you squeeze the lemon and before you squeeze the orange, it's really good to just take advantage of the peel of the lemon for a little garnish here and the peel of this orange for the garnish here, because you're not gonna get that color that you're going to get at Disney. And these drinks, the way they make them, are actually not garnished. So we're gonna just top that just to make it simple. Now, why did I make 7 ounces and 7 ounces? These glasses here, which are the cups that I got at Disney at the cart, are actually 8 ounces each. There will be 8 ounces to fill the brim. I am going to have 7 ounces of frozen product here, plus I'm going to have 2 ounces of alcohol. And you're gonna say, Livia, but that's 9 ounces. Well, yes, when you blend, a little bit will stick on the bottom of the blender, so I might lose a little bit. Furthermore, the way they make it in Disney, there's a slight little mountain that I'm gonna try to get out of this drink as well. So now that this drink is ready to be made, it's gonna be very simple, because the basic combination here is add the puck, just like that, and then in it, add 2 ounces of the spirit. So to make this Grey Goose Citron Lemonade Slush, what a name it has, all we have to do is add the puck and add 2 ounces of the spirit. Now, we might have to play with some ice. This might not slush, it might over slush, it might need a little water, but we're gonna find out. Nonetheless, the basic recipe here is puck, 2 ounces of alcohol, and we're ready to blend. If you've run into the problem that I have, that the blender is not big enough, you're gonna just wanna smash this, whoops, in half, and a knife will help us with that, okay? And then we will take it and bring it all back in. Again, this is why it's important to have a little bit more than needed to fill the glass for the frozen drink, especially when we're experimenting. This, of course, being the first time I've made this. Okay, this guy seems to be ready. We are going to take it and put it right here. We're going to need the spoon. Slush here is going to be better, especially in those warmer days, right? It can melt, it'll give you enough time to stay cool. And there we go. Give that little mountainous, but also set it aside right here. Now, if you want it absolutely ready to drink, we could add just a tad of water, sometimes even ice, just to give it a little bit more slush. But this is about the consistency of how I got it. So this one here is good to go. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the garnish is important in this case, just to kind of give us an indication of what exactly is in the glass. So I'm not going to, trim it and make it fancy. This is a frozen drink served in a plastic cup, but nonetheless, there's a few little things hanging from that lemon that I did not want to see. So now I know from afar if these two drinks end up looking the same, which one is which. So just to clean the blender really quickly, I'm just going to put some water in, give it a quick flash blend, just to get the residue of the previous drink out. Luckily, the previous drink had similar ingredients, so I'm not too worried about flavors changing up too much. So what I'm going to do in this one here is I'm going to take the puck, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to cut it. And in hindsight, right, my blender here at home is just an inexpensive blender. It looks good. I love that it looks kind of Art Deco or vintage in style, but it is literally a very inexpensive blender. If I would have had the blender that I would use at work, we would not have to be cutting this at all. Okay, we're gonna set that in there. And now in here, we're gonna add 1 ounce of Grand Marnier. That is 30 mils. Just like that. And then we're gonna add 1 ounce also, 30 mils of Grey Goose L'Orange. Now the funny thing is these drinks at Epcot are served in a little champagne cart, which is really neat. It's really pretty. And again, when I was there, it was really hot, so these slushy drinks really helped a ton. Okay, we've got the ingredients in here. And again, the better the blender, the better the mix, but we're gonna make it work. Now, if you're having a little problems like me because your blender literally only has a little propeller on the bottom, just open it up, move some things around, get it so that the prop can touch a newer part of this frozen surface, put it back in, and let it spin. All righty. Okay, love that consistency. We're gonna go ahead and set that right over here. And again, this glass here is an 8 ouncer. So we should have right about enough for that little mountain that they do over there. At Disney, I feel like the orange version came out with a better slush than the lemon one did. And we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna put this over here. And then again, as I did in the case of the lemon one, the orange color came out a lot better than I thought on this one, even using the fresh orange juice. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put this here. There we go, set that right up there. And the Grand Marnier orange slush is ready to go. And now is the fun part. I get to try these. What I'm looking for here is exactly here. I'm looking for a good balance between sugar, the acidity of the lemon, and the little alcohol kick. And it's all there, full package. Not a wimpy drink because 2 ounces of 80 proof spirit or 40% alcohol by volume is definitely not wimpy. The consistency is really nice, right where I want it to be, especially here. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. When it's really hot, you want your frozen drink to be able to hold for a few minutes, which this one did. Picture a very cold alcoholic lemonade, and there you have it. Okay, moving on to the Grand Marnier Orange Slush. Oh, wow. Yeah, this has mysteriously, miraculously, that kind of orange sickle flavor that I was getting when I drank it in Epcot, and it's coming out again. It's a whole different ballgame when you're using fresh orange juice like I did here. It's just nice. It's cloying. It's not cloying. It's refreshing. Just really, really delicious. And the cool thing about using the puck system, right, in the Ziploc twist is that you have them ready a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the party starts. That way, when the party does start, 2 ounces, 60 mils of liquor, a puck, put it in the blender, and you are ready to go. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, if you learned anything, if you liked it, if you can't wait to meet me at my next destination in Epcot, please do give this episode a like and subscribe to Master Your Glass with me, Livio Laro, where you get expert instruction for everyday consumption.